No, it's not that simple. You have to wait till tomorrow. We will give you the money plus interest tomorrow. Hello everyone, welcome back. So last week we talked about savings accounts, how to open one and where to open it. And today, let's talk about another important thing related to savings accounts, which is interest rate. Have you ever thought about what is interest rate? Do you know how interest rates work? Let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was a man who needed $500 urgently. He went to an MFI to borrow. The MFI said, "No problem, I can lend you $500. But then the MFI asked him, "What interest do you want?" The man said, "I don't know anything about interest. Just say whatever you want." Then the MFI said, "Okay, you have to pay back 18% interest per year." The man said, "Okay, no problem." So he borrowed $500 and didn't think much about it. 1 year passed and he had to pay back the loan. He went to the MFI and took out his calculator. He said, 500 times 18% is 90. So he has to pay back 590 equals $500. But the MFI said, No, it's not that simple. We will charge you daily interest." The man said, "What? Why?" The MFI said, "Because you didn't ask for the monthly or yearly interest, so we charge you daily interest." The man said, "Oh no, I don't have so much money to pay back. Can you wait for 2 months and I will try to get the money and pay you back?" The MFI said, "No way, you have to pay us today." The man said, Please, I beg you, just give me 2 more months." He sighed. "If you want 2 more months, you need to pay us 36 interest for 2 more months." The man said, "What? But yesterday you said only 18%? The MFI said, "That's right. But since you ask for 2 more months, we add an extra 18% for the 2 months. The man had no choice but to borrow another $100 from another MFI, and then paid back the first amount. A few days later, he sat down and thought. He said, "Why did I have to pay so much money? If I knew this before, I shouldn't have borrowed money from the MFI. Maybe I should save the money instead." He went to a bank and opened a savings account and saved $500. The bank told him, "We offer you 5% annual interest rate." He said, "Oh, okay." 1 year later, he came to withdraw the money and took out his calculator to see how much money he would get. He said, 500 times 5% is 25. So I will get 525. But the bank teller said, No, it's not that simple. You have to wait till tomorrow. We will give you the money plus interest tomorrow. He said, Why? The bank teller said, "Because we compound interest every day." He said, "Compounding? What's compounding?" The bank teller said, "It means we add the daily interest to your principal balance and add interest to that every day. That's why you will get a little bit more money tomorrow." He said, "Oh, okay." So he waited till next day and got $526. After that, he always saved money in the bank and sometimes borrowed money from the bank too. He became a very rich person. Let's talk about some key points of the story now. First, What is interest rate? For saving, the interest rate is the percentage of your money that the bank pays you for keeping your money in their bank. For example, if you save $100 in a bank that offers 5% interest rate per year, you will get $5 as interest at the end of the year. Or if you keep your money in the bank for 2 years, you will get $10 as interest, which is $5 each year. However, if you borrow money, the interest rate is the percentage of extra money you have to pay for borrowing the bank's money. For example, if you borrow $100 from a bank that charges 5% interest rate per year, you have to pay back $105 at the end of the year. Second, saving interest vs. loan interest. Saving interest is the money you get for saving your money in the bank, but loan interest is the money you pay for borrowing money from the bank. Loan interest can be higher or lower than saving interest. The difference between them is called the spread. Third, how to compare loan offers. When you borrow money, especially if it's your first time, you might not know much about interest rates and different loan products. Don't be afraid to ask questions like, how much total amount do I need to pay back? How many times do I need to pay back in a year? How long do I need to pay back the whole loan? How much do I need to pay back each time? Or how much is the interest rate? How is the interest calculated? Am I charged penalty for paying back earlier? By asking these questions, you will know exactly how much money you need to pay back and then decide if it is worth borrowing that money. If you are already familiar with interest rate and can speak English well enough, you can use this website to compare different loan offers. It shows you different loan offers from different MFS and banks in Cambodia. You can sort them based on interest rate, repayment period, and loan amounts. You can also click on the offer and see all details of the loan. Now, let me share with you some advertisements I saw on social media. I saw advertisements of some MF is offering 20% interest rate, 18% interest rate, and even 25% interest rate. It's so high. So please remember that there is no free lunch in the world. Nothing comes without any cost, even if it seems free. Actually, you pay something. So please be careful when you borrow money. Check how much you need to pay back and make sure you have enough income to pay back. Otherwise, you may become like the man in the story who keeps borrowing and never gets out of the debt trap. Have you ever compared interest rates before borrowing or saving? Share with us below. Also share this video to your friends and family members who need to know about interest rates. And here is the homework. If you want to improve your financial literacy, you can read the article about interest rates published by Nick Okanha Kith. The article explains more about interest rates, how they work, and why they are important. You can read the article online. It's available in both Khmer and English. After reading the article, comment below and share with us what you've learned. The first 5 people who send correct answers will receive a nice badge. See you next time.